अनुबंधम क्षयम हिंसाम अनपेक्षया च पौरुषम मोहाद आरभ्यते कर्म यतत् तामसम उच्यते. Hello friends, this is the 25th shlok of the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and today we will understand this shlok in detail. So let's first go over its meaning. So the shlok says, Anubandham kshayam hinsam, which means resulting in decay and violence. Anapekshaya cha paurusham, which means and without taking into account the ability. Mohad arabhyate karma, which means action started under delusion. Yatat tamasam uchyate, which means that is called tamasic. So, on tamasic action, finally, Sri Krishna mentioned that such an action is started under delusion without taking into account one's ability, and therefore it results in decay and violence. So, we already know that the quality of tamas is associated with ignorance, and therefore any action which is performed under the influence of the tamasic action will be the action which is performed under ignorance. So when the person basically starts an action without really knowing what it entails and what are the consequences of those actions, he just performs those actions out of ignorance, then such an action will be a tamasic action. And we can see a lot of examples of such things, for example, you will see a lot of people who will just start an action just to say, oh, I will do this, I will do this, and they don't really know what the consequences of that action is, but they will just say, oh, I can do this for you and I can do that for you, and then they start doing the thing and they are not able to finish that action completely because they never really realized that what exactly is involved in such an action, and therefore such an action is a tamasic action. Many times people start their businesses and they look at other people and they say, oh, look, that person is making so much money by doing this business, so I should also do this business, and then they start their business, but then soon they realize that it's not that easy as I thought it was, and while the other person has some special arrangements to make money, I don't have those arrangements. Later on people realize, and then they have to close their enterprise, and in the process they end up doing a lot of harm. They end up wasting a lot of money, they end up wasting a lot of time, and they create a lot of trouble for their family because they made a lot of loss in that enterprise. So such an action is a tamasic action because this was started without really taking into account in terms of what that action actually entails, what the ability of a person is, and so it leads to that. Many a times in history we have seen a lot of kings who decided to attack their neighboring kingdom, and then they realized that it was not a good idea to really attack them, and they end up killing a lot of people in that attempt, and there was a lot of suffering that was created out of that, and the war was fought for no particular reason as such. Nothing was gained from it. So that was also a tamasic action which was undertaken under the influence of ignorance, because the person did not really realize what that action actually entails, what is the ability of the king in himself, and what will be the result of those actions. So such actions which are taken in ignorance without really taking into account what the consequences of those actions will be, what my ability in terms of fulfilling that action is, such an action is a tamasic action. So I hope that I have explained this shlok well to you. With that, I'll close this video. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.